What's up, everybody? Power Outage was the name of this episode of The Flash. Thank you guys for being here at theStreamtv. Make sure to invite your friends to get involved on the chat going down right now, and we have been blown away by your YouTube comments and theories. So keep up the good work. I am the hype guy, Dylan Landon.
Okay, this will go. I'm your boy Devon, as usual, the #1 Flash fan of all time. So, yeah.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Lauren Mayhew. Welcome to the Flash After Show. Oh, and I want to give a special birthday shout out to Gwyn Decker. It is her 14th birthday.
Yay!
And you have an awesome sister, because she tweeted at me and made sure that I said that, so did it.
Happy birthday.
Happy 14th, girl.
Happy birthday
to you. No, I'm joking.
To
Hi guys, how's it going? Jack here. I just want to show off my new Flash merchandise.
Woo woo!
Let me see that. Looking for a fast girl. I mean, well, it's pretty cool. Don't know why we get it, but great episode. Glad to be here.
So, ladies, you know the kind of girls Jack's looking for, and you know his handle at Jack Hind if you want to get involved.
Booyah!
So, yeah, we met a couple of new villains tonight. Blackout being the main villain of this episode. Alter ego Farooq. First name, I forget his last name because it was a little interesting sounding, but that's okay. And that's really cool. And we also met the Clock King. Now, both characters are from the Flash storyline. However, Jack was saying that Blackout is only present in the Flash storyline in an alternative.
Yeah, in the Flashpoint universe. So he wasn't actually considered a villain either, which I think is pretty cool. The CW writers have completely taken the persona and the character of Blackout and turned him into a villain in this one, which, as you guys may or may not know, in the Flashpoint universe, he was actually recruited by Cyborg to go and help. It wasn't the Justice League, it was the, what was it, Devon, help me out?
No, they had to take down
They had to take down that Emperor,
Yeah.
I can't think of his name, it's very long.
It was an
name,
alternate
so I can't remember
storyline, so it was
the
like
name.
Emperor, Aquaman, and
Yeah, it was something like
So
that.
why did these villains make good villains for Barry? How did they challenge him, and why did it work out for this episode?
I would say because this time they challenged him mentally. Like, he had nothing to do with the Clock King part. We'll just go ahead and chalk that one up to Iris. Cool, she saved the day again. Didn't really like the first time. This time I'll let it slide.
When did she
But-
save them the first time?
Well, remember when he was fighting Girder, a.k.a. Colossus, for the first time?
And then she picked up the thing and like basically hit him at the very end.
Oh,
Like,
right,
Barry had
right,
gotten
okay.
Making the
There we
mock
go.
punch look
Yes,
useless.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, completely pissed me off.
But that's
I'm
kind
just
of
say
like,
that.
you know, the ketchup bottle where like one person's turning and turning and turning, and then
And
the
then
last
that-
person's just like,
yeah.
"Beep." It's
No,
like,
it's like
really,
Iron Man
how
3
much
when
of
Gwyneth
it was that
Paltrow
last
suddenly does a
person?
leap off of his knee and smacks the dude. No, that was stupid. Okay, the mock punch should have been all he needed to knock old boy on his ass. That's all I'm saying.
But no, this time she saved the day with Clock King, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I mean, this Blackout character is gonna pay dividends moving forward, and we're gonna get to that at the end of this episode of the After Show. I just want to point out that if there's a wide shot and you guys catch me in my sweats, it's because I forgot my clothes. Got softball after this and came from the gym, so I'm just comfy
He
today.
frequently changes in his chair too. I look over, I'm like, whoa, so we're getting him dressed right now. Okay.
But this was a really cool episode because it's different than what we've seen. Barry lost his powers.
Yes.
And I'm assuming for any superhero, that's gotta suck. So I want to throw the question to
Batman.
you guys and get you thinking about it, and we're gonna do our best to answer. What would be the equivalent in the real world of losing your superpowers?
I mean, essentially, it's a part of you, right? So that would be like losing the ability to walk or to see or to hear. I think that would be pretty substantial. I mean, anything that makes you feel a little bit special or you, I mean, I think that would, I mean, you know, it'd be like an athlete losing the ability to run or a singer losing the ability to sing, you know?
I think the main reason he was mad that he lost his powers was not because he was so attached to them, because he's only what's it been, 312 days, I think Harrison Wells said at the end since the accident. So he hasn't even been with his powers for a year yet. So he's not glued to his powers, but he's really upset by the fact that he's lost the ability to now help people. I think it's that
Right.
aspect.
So
That's
what
why
else?
he's
How else
worried
does it
about
change Barry? Because I
Yeah,
think that's.
because that's what it is.
On
That's
top of
what's
that, too,
ruined
I
him.
think he also kind of realizes that, you know, he mentions in it that, like, that Barry, this wasn't a random accident, that Barry was actually chosen to get these features that makes him the Flash. And I think that maybe it's something that he's always known. So as opposed to like what you were saying, where he's only had it for 312 days, it could also be that like from birth, he's felt like there's always something more that was missing, and now he finally
Now he
has
feels
this missing
complete
piece.
again.
So that actually brings it a whole other way,
Yeah.
which, you know, as opposed to not having it for 312 days, it's almost like finally he has what he's been missing his entire life.
And now he's got
And
grabbed
now it's
away
gone.
from him again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah. I mean, I know I'm sure you guys too. I was definitely like sidelined when one day about like a small accident, had my leg up in a cast, and it just sucks.
It sucks, yeah.
when you feel like you are not invincible.
Yeah, and you're not your full self.
Yeah, and you're not your full self. So anybody who's experienced that, you know what Barry was going through and what he would have to overcome. But I think what's cool about Barry is that he has a job in the police force. So let's just say that like he never got his powers back. I think maybe he would like have to divert his powers.
Go
or
back
his
into the
intention.
forensic detective.
You know, and,
yeah,
and help
forensic
people that
assistant.
way. So, because at the root of what Barry wants to do is help people, and we saw Harrison Wells acknowledge that, you know, to be a better hero and gonna make him embrace being the Flash even more and faster and better is to
Care about the people.
Around you.
To have that determination, motivation inside of him instead. It's cool.
I wasn't scared in the slightest bit that he lost his powers. I knew it was only temporary. This is Barry Allen we're talking about. Strongest connection to the Speed Force I can imagine. They were coming back.
So when we saw Caitlin tell him or explain to him that now he doesn't have to think about using his powers, it's almost like learning a new language. You don't have to like think about that language, it just happens.
Yeah, now it's second nature.
Right, so how has that changed for Barry moving forward?
He's about to go fast. And all I'm saying, I mean, you saw he just beat lightning or whatever the electricity that dude had. Dude was halfway out, you know what I'm saying, Paul? But halfway, you know what I'm saying? He was out there, electricity. He got up from where he was at, caught the dude, came back, and you know what I'm saying? Like he's always had trouble hitting that speed that fast. And now his connection to the Speed Force is solidified. This is the Barry Allen that I've been waiting for.
I think Barry as a person now was joined up to him as a superhero as well. Like him as a mentally, like now we saw him have that initial like the move onwards in life. Was it like episode 4 when he became like more of a, that's what I'm looking for, like more of a better superhero. He was thinking more in episode 4 where he was like, oh, I can't stop him, I can't do this. And he was putting out his plans.
Mind over matter.
Yeah,
like,
it was mind over matter. He wasn't just like, okay, I'm gonna go save the world.
Yeah.
And I think like now we've seen that now peak with the both of them. He's totally ready. He's got that determination. Like he got his powers back just through his friend almost dying. So it shows that he's not only relying on the Speed Force. Like he knows it's him as well, not just his powers.
So I feel like he just overcame more of a mental obstacle than it is anything else.
Yeah.
Because usually it's always a physical question. Can I run on water? Can I run this? Can I carry this?
This time
Can
it
I
was
do
a
this?
mental
This time it was like, get your ass up. I got to do this.
Yeah.
Like, I have to go ahead and stop cowering out. I got to do this.
Well, the fact of the matter is you never know, really, in any situation, even non-superheroes like ourselves, if you can do something if you don't try, right? So, and the first step of being able to actually succeed is believing in yourself.
And a lot of times, mental strength is preached throughout like the superhero universe. Is that's how you overcome and win? And we obviously know that from like Batman.
And that's how Barry's done it today
Yeah,
as
and that's
well.
how Barry's done it today. And guys, make sure to get involved with the conversation. Hit us up on Twitter. Use all of our handles. #TheFlashAS. YouTube, if you're watching right now, hit us up with some comments. We're going to get to some live questions at the end of this episode. But like real quick, what'd you think about the episode? What'd you like, what you didn't like, Jack?
Yeah, this was my new favorite episode so far. Sorry, Wentworth Mill, I apologize. You were my favorite in episode 4. But I was talking to you guys earlier. I just love the look of this villain. I think what they've done with Blackout just blew my mind. To take someone who originally was a good guy, considered one of the like apprenticeships with Cyborg, turn him into the villain, but also turn him. He wasn't a villain by choice, which is what I liked. He was a villain because he needed to feed. He couldn't survive unless he feeded. Same as us as humans, ours just wasn't as accelerated as his was. And so I just like the contrast between. I just really enjoyed this episode.
Which brings
really
up some
liked it with
interesting
that.
questions, actually, about like what any human or metahuman or whatever is willing to do when they're faced with a choice of die or, you know, figure out a way to live.
Figure out a way to live, yeah.
You know?
Well, Harrison Wells was kind of put in a scenario like that where Barry wound up not being too happy with him because he had to sacrifice Tony. So was Harrison Wells right in sacrificing Tony's life to save the rest of them?
I think Tony was due that. I think Tony got someone was tweeted earlier. I didn't realize, and it was.
Did
like,
you just say he was Jude?
No, he was due that. Due that.
Do.
Like, do that. Sorry, guys, English accent there. We say due as if like I'm due
I
a
thought
cup
you
of
said
tea.
that too. I was like, wow, really?
Sorry, he was.
I mean, he wasn't being
he
cheap,
was
but you
due-
know,
he was
and I'm allowed to say that, so.
He was due like the what's the word I'm looking for?
He was due like
He was
Like it was coming to him. It was coming to
No,
him.
like he was making up for all the trouble and all the shit he'd caused in the past with Barry. He was
Right.
like
Okay,
bullied
got it,
Barry,
right.
bullied all of them. Now it's like, dude, go save the day. And I think that's what he got. It was a nice. I can't think of the word. It's bugging the shit out of me. Right
No, I hear you. Devon, what do you think?
I mean, you know, honestly, nobody really cared for Girder. It's all about Barry. So, hey, good job. You did your thing. Appreciate you holding off Farooq for a little bit. But we worried about Barry here, bro.
You know,
so
at the end
Yeah,
of
Lauren,
I
what
don't
is it
really
right and
blame
wrong?
Wells.
Yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, here's the situation. You know, whether you're a good guy or a bad guy, there's no you know, I don't really believe like, oh, just because you did some bad things and you deserve this more than than somebody else. I think that, you know, no one deserves to die in that situation. No one. But at the end of the day, tough decisions have to be made. No one wants to make that decision. It's very easy for Barry and for Caitlyn and, you know, for Cisco to sit back there and be like, that was wrong. But he saved them. And had he not made that split-second decision, they would have all been dead. You know? So I'm not saying that, you know, it's right for Girder to die, but I do believe that, you know, one person dying as opposed to 4 people dying is, you know, a lesser loss.
Yeah, and they kind of made up at the end. And I think you're going to have 2 different opinions from like the 2 leading people in the storyline, especially their relationship is super heightened and it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
It's only going to get better.
Can't get better than that.
Yeah, and I just want to I want to rush through this because the last topic's so good, but we can't. So we saw Iris and Barry have their little moment in the hospital,
Yes, we
where
did.
Barry seems to, you know, every day as he's becoming more and more comfortable with being the Flash, he's almost being more and more confident as a person and having the cojones to, you know, talk to Iris and let him know his true feelings. So do you think down the line he's gonna reveal himself to Iris as Barry and tell him about the Flash, or as the Flash and tell her he's Barry?
I got a big hypothesis about this, but I'm gonna save it for the end because
Okay.
I don't reveal too much.
Of this
about
episode,
it.
though.
Yeah.
Okay, stay tuned.
See, I think I don't know which one he's going to end up revealing his feelings to Iris with, but I really hope that it's Barry. I hope that the Flash, you know, and whether it's the suit or the powers or whatever it is that's giving him this additional strength and courage, I hope that he's able to use that to transfer it over to himself as Barry, and that he has the guts to tell her that way, because I feel like that would just mean so much more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I think as the Flash, he's making himself Barry a better person, and soon.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's gonna be like some crazy climactic reveal.
The way that he revealed, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's all I'm sitting there. I'm like, I want it to be like Iris, like, is literally about to die. Barry's the only one around, so no one else can be there. And Barry, not in his Flash uniform, just as Barry, saves her.
Yeah, totally.
And that's how he's like,
And then she knows that not
and
only
then
that,
she's
yeah.
like, hold on a minute, you were the only one here, and then you were gone, and then the streak come and saved me, but the streak wasn't
She calls
red.
him the Flash now.
She calls him the Flash
Yeah.
now.
Right.
Thank
Well,
you,
here's the
Iris.
question: do you think when that happens that Iris will reveal back that she knew the whole time?
Could you imagine? She was like, dude, I've known you for 14 years.
I don't think she
You
knows
I
yet.
don't realise?
I don't think she knows yet.
Yeah,
I
he
think
does
that
the shake
maybe.
face and the voice that she don't know.
Yeah, but she's known someone for 14 years. You recognise a change in someone if you've known them for 14 years, and Barry has changed.
She knows that something's different. I don't think she knows it's that.
No, yeah, okay,
You know
you're
what
right.
I mean?
You're
Like,
right.
so I think that she's definitely suspecting right now, and I think that maybe she'll figure it out before he eventually tells her. I think that is possible, but I don't think she's figured it out yet.
No,
I think you're right. I think she hasn't figured it out yet, but I'm going to predict that when he does reveal himself to her, or however she does find out, she will say, I did know. Not the whole time, but remember that one time when you did that and did this?
That one time in
I
band
kind of
camp?
knew. And so I think that's when, I think that'll be like a small little twist on top of the reveal itself.
Right. That would be cool.
Hopefully it goes well. I don't want it to
Yeah,
be
I
like
know,
Barry
right?
reveals himself and she's like, boom,
Yeah.
no. After all this time, I've been trying to write this blog, like, you could help me out.
That's funny, actually.
That's so true.
Yeah, so what's your predictions? What do you think? How will the reveal go down? Do you even want Iris to know who the Flash really is? Because guys, remember, this is not, this is not one of those mini series where the show's over after 1 year. This is going to go on for years and seasons. So maybe this is something that's going to carry on throughout the whole series of the Flash. Who knows? We'll find out.
Stephen, sorry, just quick. Stephen, you guys who may be watching the Hour After show as well, Stephen Amell was here on the Hour After show, and he said, he sat there in that chair that you're sitting on, he was like, they will reveal, he reckons they will reveal the identity of the Flash to Iris after episode 7 or 8. So I'm
All
holding
right,
you to that,
Stephen
Stephen.
Amell. Way to
No,
just,
he
like-
didn't say they will. That's what
Oh.
he was like. He was like, oh, I'll bet they'll do it by season episode or 8. I was like, I'm going to hold you to that, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, he
I'm
kind of
gonna
got
hold
some
you to
insight that none of us have, so, we can trust his word. Might I throw this hypothesis out there?
Oh, I cannot wait to hear it.
Lay it
Oh
on
my
us.
goodness. Well, guys, Pay attention. So remember a few episodes back, I told you that you don't throw the name Thawne out there because that's one of the most powerful last names to throw out in the Flash universe, right? Okay. And Harrison Wells, who we still don't know if that's his real name because I don't trust this man because every day I see him in a wheelchair, he's lying to all of us. I don't care what his good intentions may be, he's still lying. Whether he be Tio Morrow, whether he be Hunter Zolomon, who knows? But right now in the button that we got on this episode, we finally saw him focus and say out loud that he wants to take the power from Barry. He wants to take it. Not if
he
not
didn't say
if all
he
of
wants
it.
to take it. He said he wants to find out how he did it.
So the
Okay, so
question
pretty much
is,
he
what
wants
will
to-
he do with the blood?
Yes, and that's what I'm getting to right now. And now we already know there's going to be a man in a yellow suit, and there's also the last name Thawne. I believe that once Barry reveals himself to Iris, because she already given him the pouty lip, panty wet face. You know what I'm saying? Every time he says something with the voice, she goes, and then the panties just slide down the leg.
That's an
You see what I'm saying?
excellent
You saw the
That's
face?
an excellent impression.
Okay, what's the point?
And now all I'm saying is,
We
once that
digress.
happens, she's gonna leave Eddie, okay, who in my name is called Eobard, okay? She's gonna leave him. That's gonna foundation the jealousy. That's gonna make him hate Barry and Iris. He's gonna go to Wells, or Wells is gonna come and walk to him, I believe, and he's gonna say, I have something for you because I have something from the Flash. Put the ability in the yellow suit, give it to Thawne, and now we got the man in the yellow suit.
But you're saying that Iris would just bounce on Eddie just because she finds out that Barry's the
She
Flash.
already don't like him that much because she can't wait to see the Flash. Right now, Eddie's just a little, this is what I got on my main. Right now, she's like, but I want to see the Flash. Eddie, I don't really care. Please don't die from the bullet wound, but hey, Flash, there you are. Oh, Eddie, you in the hospital? I forgot my damn coffee. She ain't worried about Eddie. She's worried about the Flash.
So we will see. That is a good hypothesis. Jack, what were you mentioning earlier about Harrison Wells taking the blood? Anything?
Oh, I had a slight hypothesis. I just thought Harrison Wells, Lauren also kind of agreed with me.
I'm
Harrison
fickle. I'm going
Wells-
back and
yeah,
forth.
it's
Oh, right.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good idea. I'd like to say so. Harrison Wells wants to learn his powers because he wants to learn how to time. He wants to help Barry. He wants Barry to help him travel back in time so that he can go back to the event where he lost. I believe it was his wife, Tess Morgan. Was that her name, Tess Morgan? And I believe that's why he's trying to help Barry proceed through his training so that he can create
To make sure that he
I
can get
think-
fast enough that he can time travel
Back
to
so
go
that
back
he can
in
save
time.
But the
well.
question is, why create Reverse Flash to destroy Barry? But we will get to that and more and your fan questions after
why
this
they're
quick
hypotheses.
break, so don't go anywhere.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live. In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
This is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone,
Hold on.
bro.
The more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy. It was hot. It was heated. I was into it.
You are going to be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama. Tell them don't ahead, turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on the theStream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Don't forget to hit us up on Twitter using the hashtag FlashAS. And we have just been, like I said earlier, blown away by your comments. I got a bunch of questions right here that we just got here live. So if you want to get involved and be featured on this show, you know what to do. Hit us up. Got some shout outs right here, in fact. Buck Pawns, Caroline Hines, the Reviewing Eternal, Rick Stokely, M. Thompson, Casey Vaughn, Forever Johnny Boy, Killer Raptor, that's a cool name right there. IG, Ronktube, Ronnie Shama, Sam Clemens Wriggle, Hydro Knight, Mr. Shades Blood, and Nightwing 177. And we're gonna get to our Stream Dreamcasting Nightwing results at the end of this episode. Hope you guys went to theStream.tv to vote for who you agreed with most, because it was a close one. In fact, the closest one ever. Fan question time. It's a live fan question from M. Thompson. Are there any black female superheroes in the comic books? If so, Irish should totally be that superhero. And there's Huntress.
Yeah,
right?
there's Huntress.
She's a more of a villain, but who else we got?
Well, I mean, Iris in the comics isn't necessarily black. That's just something they did for the show. So, but she does eventually get, you know, a part of the Speed Force, and so do the kids and whatnot. There's a lot on that. But the only one, I mean, we can always think of Storm, not the Halle Berry version, but like the one that marries the King of Wakanda. We talking about the Black Panther version.
Oh, it's gonna be
That's
good.
a bad bitch right there. Halle Berry, you fine, but you just ain't got nothing on the comic book one. And I mean, there was that one lady that was part of the Iron Fist group for a while. Big old afro, whoop your ass. What's her name? You know what I'm talking about? I forgot her name.
Cleopatra. That's Austin Powers.
Devon, I'm happy you're on a roll because we got a question directly for you.
Oh.
What kind of action are you expecting from The Flash versus Reverse Flash?
Well, now
Coming
that
up.
you've gotten my attention, what am I expecting?
Yeah, like what's the fight scene gonna be like? How's it gonna go down? And Devon, please do everyone watching a favor and try to be concise with your thoughts.
Okay, so I'll keep it short, and I'll just say refer to the Flashpoint Paradox, which came out on DVD about a year, like last July. Check that out. See how they fought with super speed, running all over the buildings and all that kind of stuff. A couple of punches here and there. Check that out. That's what I'm low-key expecting. I mean, the way Barry fights right now, he kind of don't seem like he knows how to utilize his abilities and fight at the same time, because he keeps getting hit.
Yeah.
And the Flash does not get hit. You know what I'm saying? He chooses whether or not to get hit. Like when Spider-Man in the movies is like, I gotta take this punch so people don't know I'm Spider-Man. That's how Barry gets hit, usually, to me. But, you know, so that's what I'm expecting. Just go check out Flashpoint Paradox. You'll know what I'm talking about.
I just want to see.
That's the Justice League episode, Justice League movie.
Yeah, the one.
Trying to see that. It's
I
hard
want to see
to
Mac
find
Punch
online.
versus Mac Punch.
Oh my God!
I would,
Boom!
boom.
I
I'm
would-
5 miles away.
Let's go to another question we got from fans earlier. This one's for you, Lauren.
Oh.
If you could play the lead in a female superhero series, who would it be?
Well,
That's
say what you
from
think, and I got an idea for you.
Pop Corp.
Okay, well, I have a few favorites of different heroes and villains that I like. I'd say I've always liked Hawk Girl. I like White or Black Canary. I think it's kind of cool that they have kind of like the yin to the yang or whatever with that, playing one of those. Or Harley Quinn. She's kind of a badass. You know, she's the girlfriend of Joker. She's part of the Suicide Squad. You know, there's so many good ones, but probably one of those.
That sounds good.
I think you'd make a
job,
good
Laura. Yeah, yeah.
Spider-Woman.
Good.
Boom, I like that. I'll take that.
Laura, and Devon, your question came from @HitSushu.
Appreciate it.
Make
At
sure
Kit
we don't forget that.
Sushu.
Here we got a couple. And the black superhero question was from M. Thompson, so thank you. We got one more.
Thanks, Tim Thompson.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving from 2013 Venjix. Happy Thanksgiving to you
Yay!
guys.
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Appreciate that. Calvin P wants to know, did you guys catch the names of Harrison Wells named off? He named Ralph Dibby, who's the elongated man.
Oh yeah. Well, he's part of the actual. He's like the Mr. Fantastic of the Justice League.
Yeah,
You know
totally,
what I'm talking about?
totally.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I was so focused on like what's going on.
So he was kind of giving us some tips as to maybe which like superheroes or supervillains we may see.
But he
coming
was
up.
listing off people that died.
Yeah, but
so
maybe
it looks
he'll
like
come
we're
back.
not gonna see.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And,
Well, yeah, but we know that he listed off Robbie Amel's character, yet we know that
He's
he's going
coming
to be
back.
That's
coming
true.
back.
So, but it'd be badass to see elongated man.
And if you guys saw Interstellar, Neil deGrasse Tyson, the host of Cosmos, he was like, yo, if you could be elongated man with Superman's powers, you could definitely go through a black hole. But hey, maybe Matthew McConaughey would survive anyway.
You never know.
Hopefully, I'm sorry if I
Maybe
ruined
there is a
everything
secret
for you.
passage
Go
of
see
time
Interstellar, it's
travel
awesome.
back
We got more questions, guys, because you were just bringing the heat this week. Caitlin Rosa wants to know, do you think Harrison Wells is from the future, or does he just have that device that shows him the future? Well, first of all, if he has that device to show him the future, that device itself
Had
might
to
be
come
in
from the future, right?
So maybe he just brought it back with him.
Maybe not, because remember he's an inventor. So he could have
Exactly.
invented something to see in the future, because he's smart as hell. We can't deny that already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean
I
as
feel
far
like
as
we've discussed this so many times. Like, you
Yeah.
know, this is definitely something that has been a heated debate topic, like here on the Flash After Show. And I think that It's really hard to say. I think a lot of us think that, you know, he is from the future, or maybe he's just saying things about the future, so he's trying to make sure that all the pieces line up so that that future that he wants actually happens. Yeah. I mean, I just say at this point, like, we're just gonna have to wait and see.
He's just like the
It's too
control
hard
of the
to know.
butterfly
We're just
effect.
along for the ride.
Yeah.
The reviewing Eternal wants to know, do you think Team Flash will figure out what Wells is doing by conversing with the Mist, who saw Wells take Blackout's blood sample?
I mean, the thing is, I'm not to contradict your question, but I don't necessarily think the Mist saw him do it. I think it was one of those, like, he just looked over and realized how many metahumans they got, and now that he figured out, like, I'm gonna try to figure out how he siphons their abilities. He's gonna probably start experimenting with them to get to Barry, because his ultimate goal is Barry.
I mean, the question is, why does he want the blood to take Barry's powers if he wants Barry to be strong? I mean, just as a backup plan?
I think he just wants to know, you know, what it is that stopped him. Because here's the thing, actually, if you know what someone's weakness is, then you can know how to circumvent it and make him even more powerful than that, or make him, you know, not kind of like, you know, Superman with kryptonite.
Right.
If
so
you know that
how
if you
to, like,
exactly
make him not allergic to kryptonite.
Allergic to kryptonite.
Yeah.
Jack, did we cut you off? Did you have to
No,
say?
I just thought when, if I remember correctly, when he was taking the blood from him and the Mist went up against the doors, he actually looked and winked. Harrison Wells did a cheeky wink to the Mist. I don't know if that means you're next.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like these are just
absorb
about to be
your
his guinea
powers.
pigs.
Well, the thing is I don't think that the Mist, even if he saw him, could hear what he was saying. So he doesn't know. Like, maybe they're running tests. Maybe he thinks he's next. I don't think that, you know, he knows at this point that Harrison Wells is doing that, because he doesn't even know who this, you know, who that guy was with the, you know, with the lightning and stuff. He doesn't know who he is.
I think that's what makes a great show, is when there's questions that makes us think.
We have
and
no
talk
idea
about.
what's
So
going
guys, let us know your theories. Hit us up on YouTube and Twitter. Now, before we end this episode, we got to get to the results of last week's Stream Dream casting. And we're actually not having a new Stream Dream casting tonight because a lot of you don't like it and complained. So because of you that don't like it, we're not doing it. So for any of you out there that like the Stream Dream casting, let those other fools know what's good. So this week, we're not going to do a Stream Dream casting. And if you want us to do it, go ahead and let us know in the comments below. But last week, we asked you which one of our choices for Nightwing in a dream scenario should be the actor. And it was the closest race we've ever had.
Yeah.
Tell me you guys picked the right option.
Only 27% majority. So 27% majority.
Wow, one?
It's that much of a break?
Wow.
Yeah. Damn. But the actor and the person that picked was Devon. And
come on!
Tyler Hoechlin, you guys want to see as Nightwing. So unfortunately, we're not going to have any new character to pick tonight because, yeah, some of your voices were heard. I guess that's why you like the internet and comment section, right? So power on to the people. And if you, like I said, if you want us to keep doing it, comment and let us know that we want to do it. But with that's this episode. Thank you guys for hanging out here at the Flash After Show. So pumped for the Flash and Arrow crossover event.
Be awesome.
It's going to be amazing. That's next week, December 2nd. I'm sorry. December 2nd for Devon, Lauren. Well, Lauren changed. For
Jack, Lauren, Devon. Got
I'm
it.
Dylan. We'll see you guys next time for an awesome
Happy
episode.
Thanksgiving, guys.
The
Bye.
man in the yellow suit.